And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome inside LeBriere Family Arena here in Aurora. Game 5 of this PHC weekend. Let's take a look at the starting goaltenders. Between the pipes for St. Andrews College, Chase Petrova, the Ottawa 67's draft pick for SAC. He gets his first start of the weekend. And the other side, it'll be number 1, Sasha Patave, getting his first start for South Kent. Both these teams coming off wins yesterday. Both these teams winning 3-2. Alec Murray alongside Ethan St. Pierre. We thank you for joining us. SAC, South Kent. Here we go at center ice, and we're underway in the first period. Finn Kearns lays a massive hit at center. That'll start this one with a thunderous rock. And Petrova gonna cover down in his zone and hold for a face-off.
Finn Kearns displaying that amazing physicality just like last game, laying 12 hits last game. And this one starting off fresh off the first whistle.
Petrova's 12th start of the season, a cumulative of all the games they've played. That shot off the outside of the goal. Centering feed comes up top. Rezzi bounces off his stick back to the blue line. He'll sling it to the near side. Now a tap pass back the other way. Here's Melanian. That puck didn't come back to him the way he thought it would, and now Rezzi will start back the other way for South Kent. Both high-paced teams. We saw South Kent, another big hit. Kearns, one shift, two massive collisions, and the big defenseman gets the SAC bench rocking early, a minute into this one. Little tap feed out of the zone by Ravnik. Looking to return the favor, but Charlie Sullivan coming in to deny entry. Now it'll be fired in. Petrova will leave it in behind the goal. Starting out is Di Placido. What a day he had last night. DiPlacido, 2 goals for St. Andrews College. Meanwhile, streaking in, back out front, the pass, right on the tape. Sinclair couldn't get a stick on it. Wired down into the zone, deep out of the near side. It'll be picked back up by Luca DiPlacido. Aiden Lane ended up scoring the game winner yesterday for St. Andrews College. To the near side, that puck comes, bounces high off the glass, a bat at it, but Sack has it into the zone. Here's Sinclair, out front, they score! Nolan Long, just as we said his name, taps in the opening goal of this one in St. Andrews. A minute and change in, have a 1-0 lead.
Nolan Long already showing off the first goal, going off right off his last game, scoring right at the end of the third period to give the Saints the win. And Nolan Long showing off why he's one of the top players here for the St. Andrews College team.
Gorgeous backdoor pass, and Nolan Long makes no mistake. Same exact play they didn't score on. A shift to go, they do this one, and Sack is on the board first. Petrova out to play the puck, but it bounced too heavy around, and it's out at center. Tulloch regrouping, will fire it in deep. Back to the far side, and Sack will get it out at center. Magri across the zone with Bordeaux, throws it on goal. Puck will come back to the point. Jack Young to the far side, holding. Thought about a shot, couldn't get one. Dervin throws one on goal, it's blocked. Dervin, another one toward the net. That one is also blocked, and it bounces back out at center. Jack Young on the near side, he's got it. Young goes back out front. Dervin off the boards, they'll force it in deep. Loose puck up at center. Panik will get it in, not for long as it's fired back down the ice. Icing's waved off. Evan Panik back for it in his own zone, bouncing puck, almost a turnover, loose puck. And now it'll be back out through the neutral ice area. Finn Kearns able to force that puck through center. Tipped back into the zone by our own McCord. Comes around to the near side, trying to feed it out is Ryan Murray, and will. South Kent wires it right back in, and Evan Panik there to pick it up in his own end. Bobbled it momentarily, but able to get it to Kearns. Kearns will start the breakout with Feener. Feener to the near side, able to hit Ryan Murray. Back for Feener, they're into the zone. Milani down low, it's tapped out of the zone, and now here comes South Kent back the other way. It's Alexander Sokolov, a shot toward the goal wide. Another one on goal, turned aside by the goaltender. Petrova, back to the point it comes. It'll be Bolotov down low. Gets it for Sokolov. Sokolov trying to work that puck free. Instead, it's picked off by Alex Karskanen. Fired up at center, turned back the other way by South Kent. No icing, it's waved off. Another big hit in the corner by St. Andrews College. Charlie Sullivan plays his man out. Loose puck in the high slot, picked up, trying to center it out front is Resvy. Didn't work, and now a little feed pass out at center's got Camilo Milani into the zone. Milani looked out, came in behind the crease of the goaltender, Pateyev. Sack will hold it in, a centering feed. Pateyev will send it to the corner. Bouncing puck will come out through the neutral zone. St. Andrews will reset. James Roy into the zone, back up top. Young toward the net, wide of the goal, back around to the far side. Tucker Sinclair. Off the goaltender, bounces high up in the air, and they'll throw it out through center. And that'll go down as an icing call, and we got a penalty coming. I do believe, yes, there is going to be a call on this. He threw it out of the zone like a Hail Mary touchdown pass, except you can't do that in ice hockey. So Svit Ravnik's going to be hauled off to the penalty box, and St. Andrews is going to get a power play out of it. All right, so we get a look at Sac's power play early on. Kearns and DiPlacido up at the blue line. DiPlacido on the far side. Long coils in. DiPlacido for Kearns. Kearns, Long. Long has to stay to the outside. He'll curl back. 20 seconds gone to the power play. DiPlacido up top. DiPlacido fires through. Save is made by Pateev. Bouncing puck back to the point. DiPlacido, nice job to hold it in. After it now is Sinclair, and it comes out at center. Quickly right back into the zone, Nolan Long, but Sinclair an extra step. And it's offside, St. Andrews. Face off outside the zone, gets tied up, but South Kent will fire it down the length of the ice. Chase Petrova there to leave it. And starting out of his own zone is Charlie Sullivan. Sullivan drops it back for the trailer. Coming through is Jacob Bolche. Bolche bouncing puck, settled down now. Second unit out there, Milani. Back up top. Sullivan, far side, skating in. Bolche back up top, it's blocked. And out at center. 50 seconds to go for St. Andrews on the power play. Charlie Sullivan drops it back at center, picked up there by Milani. Milani skating into the zone, gets around one man, now curls in behind the goal. Milani rips it back up top to the point, he's got Sullivan. Sullivan far side, a one-timer teed up. Bolche, it was blocked and it's cleared. 20 seconds to go. St. Andrews one last rush if they hurry on the man advantage. Cooper Bordeaux. He'll circle back. 8 seconds to go. Stretch pass hits his man Bolche into the zone. Bolche out front of the bouncing puck. Karskadin couldn't settle it. Alex Karskadin, penalty over. Back to 5-on-5. Young, far side, missed Bolche. Bolche's got it in the corner. He's hammered in hard. And South Kent, that pass for Sokolov missed, and it'll be down the ice for icing on the selects of South Kent with 12:44 to go. 1-0 St. Andrews on top.
South Kent has done a great job killing St. Andrews' power play there. Gained the puck out of the zone, clearing it back towards Petrova. Great job, great power kill by the South Kent selects.
Faceoff will come down to the right of the goaltender, Pateev. Back to the point it comes. It's held in by St. Andrews. Down low for Ryan Murray. Ryan Murray gets tied up, trying to get it for Nate Feener. Little tap pass out of the zone, and here comes South Kent back the other way. Resvy leading the charge, but it's off his stick, and St. Andrews will turn it back the other way. Up through center, trying to get by his man. Bouncing puck, and now they do. And we'll get a whistle here as play will be blown down.
Resvy has been showing a lot of great speed going up into the St. Andrews College zone. He's creating a lot of scoring opportunities, but haven't been able to hit the net to make that scoring opportunity happen.
Off the face-off, it'll be one back up top to the point. Held in by Finn Kearns. Kearns couldn't hold that one, and he'll curl back out at center. Kearns turns it over. Now it's a break back the other way. A 2-on-1 for South Kent. Here they come. A shot on. Save made Petrova. There's his best of the afternoon so far. Bouncing puck around on the near side, trying to settle it down. And it's up and out of play, deflecting off Isaac Purdon. And both teams will make changes here. 11:46 left to go in the first period. Faceoff will be deep inside the St. Andrews zone. One back by Sac DiPlacido. He'll play it in. Charlie Sullivan back for DiPlacido, and he'll start out of his own zone. Sullivan up into the zone off the skate of Tucker Sinclair and in deep. Back up top to the point. Charlie Sullivan through traffic, deflected on goal, and it never got to the goaltender Pateyev.
Look out up in the seats. Nice catch by one of the parents sitting up in the third row there.
Seems to be the fourth time the puck went out of play here on the bleacher side.
Coffee in one hand, made the catch with the other hand. How about that?
Phenomenal work.
Charlie Griffith will fire it into the St. Andrews zone. DiPlacido back to play it around the boards, but it's held in. Bouncing puck rolling up to the blue line. It'll be picked up by Milani at center. He'll weave his way through the neutral zone. Milani dropping for the trailer. Bolche shot. Save. Rebound. Score! Jacob Bolche follows his own rebound. 2-0 St. Andrews.
Great job by Milani to make that scoring opportunity happen. Doing the pass right behind the back. Bolche fires off his first shot, but then was able to get the big, juicy rebound to put it in the net to make the score 2-0 for the Saints.
A rebound Sasha Pateyev would love to have back, but instead it's in the back of his net. And a screaming start here for St. Andrews against South Kent. Midway point of this first period, already 2-0. Near side, tripping up Ryan Murray back into the zone is Resv. There's a shot that goes high off the stanchion, takes a weird ricochet. Is Kylie Ram looking to answer back quickly. Centering pass, Pateyev. That's off the back of the net. St. Andrews will start back out of the zone. Bouncing puck up through center. Ryan Murray trying to get up and unable to get it to Feener as it's back around. Slapped back into the zone by Murray, and St. Andrews will go get changes. Played up off the boards. Borkman into the zone. Puck got a little bit too far ahead of him. Bouncing puck down in the zone. Out front in the high slot. Here comes a shot through traffic on goal. Down Petrova. And he's got it. Padula let it fly from the point. Petrova saw through traffic.
Petrova made a great blocker save there on the first shot during this first stretch, but then was able to make a nice play with his lower pads and was able to cover it up to stop the play.
Petrova on the season. I mean, we talked about Noah Gambina yesterday in his start. He was excellent about his great numbers as Petrova makes yet another save. How about the numbers on Chase Petrova? They've pretty much split games 50-50 this season. 11 for Gambina. This is number 12 for Petrova. He's got a 182 goals against and a 934 save percentage. That will also do for St. Andrews in the crease. I mean, you talk about a starter and a backup. No, it's a starter A and a starter B for St. Andrews and David Manning's squad.
Two phenomenal recruits here for the Saints, and another great glove save by Petrova. Both goaltenders showing excellent goalie play throughout this season, and especially during this tournament so far.
Petrova, so good at controlling rebounds. He doesn't let a lot up, and he soaks in another one. So again, a luxury to have if you're David Manning behind the bench for St. Andrews. No matter who you roll out on any given night, you know you're going to get good goaltending. Tipped out of the zone by St. Andrews, and they're after it. Nolan Long at center, lost it, but they get it right back into the zone by James Roy. Charlie Sullivan works around and fires it in deep, but South Kent will get it right back up, chipped into the zone by Esposito. Centering pass, knifed up. Petrova had to bat it as it came through midair through the crease, and now it'll be Long out at center. Long rink wide, he's able to connect with Roy off the deflection of the boards. Roy gets tied up with a couple of South Kent skaters, and now they'll bring it out with Rowan McCord at center. McCord lost it to Long, and a good back check by him. Now he wipes out down in the corner. Rink-wide pass, able to connect with James Roy, and James Roy will move it through center. He's got Alex Karskanen with him. Karskanen lost it along the boards, and now it's fired through center. Samprins, who had the game winner last night for South Kent, and probably, I don't think it's a stretch to say, probably one of their program's biggest wins over Shattuck St. Mary's yesterday. You could see the emotion for South Kent when the clock hit double zeros in the third period. And I mean, Maximus Samprins, probably the biggest goal of his young career. South Kent upsetting Shattuck St. Mary's yesterday 3-2.
These prep school teams, they're all top-level programs. So when we go into every game, we never know who's going to upset who during each game, which is phenomenal throughout this league.
It's a great point. That's why it's such good hockey. This one coming through Petrova. Down east side all the way, steers it to the corner. Bobbling it back up top to the point. Now it could be a breakaway on the far side. Camilo Milani, a 2-on-1 developing into a 3-on-1 back out front. Milani sent it just high. Balche gave him the return pass, and he couldn't finish. Trying to make it 3-0 here in the first period with 7:30 to go. And now it's going to be brought out by Resvi. They're going to be offside, so they'll have to head back out in the neutral zone. Kearns will spin around in his zone. Little tap pass, gets the return feed there from Evan Ponick. Ponick will play it up on the near side, held in momentarily by Bjorkman. Fired right back into the zone. Spun around to the near side, Ryan Murray. They'll work it up now with Nate Feener. Here's Feener into the zone, trying to cut to the middle. Unable to get past a trio of South Kent skaters. Back the other way they come. Bouncing puck, Bjorkman lost it. St. Andrews will work it now back the other way. Nate Feener into the zone. Feener to the ice he goes. Big hit on the far side now by Ryan Murray. Back to the point. Murray collects off the boards. Trying to get it back up top. It is held in. Working it down low. Magri. He left it there. And trying to free it up. Unable to. Lucas Zoo. And it's going to be sent down the ice. Bobbling puck. Icing will be waved off. And both teams will get fresh skaters out. Luca Di Placido into the zone. Leaves it there for Bordeaux. Along the near side, boards held in momentarily by Magri. He's locked down low in a battle with Hudson Guin. And Guin gets it out at center, and here goes South Kent back the other way. Samprins out front, loose puck, great play. Di Placido coming back and able to poke that puck off the stick and deflect it back out at center. Near side streaking in, Bordeaux. He gets pushed off the puck that time by Bolachov. Spinning around is Samprins. Samprins in on the forecheck. That puck will be flipped out at center. Here comes Sack back the other way. Tucker Sinclair down into the corner, gets rubbed off the puck, and now it could be a break back the other way for Stepan Resvi. Here's Resvi in. What a save. Petrova denies. That's their best player in on a breakaway. Resvi denied by Petrova. Biggest save for him so far. Resvi gets it in on the near side. Centering pass comes through. And St. Andrews will head back Nolan Long. Long connects with Roy. Roy tried to return it back out front. It's off his skate. Bouncing back out front. And Pateev had that post covered. And he'll hang on with 4:32 to go. All St. Andrews here in the first period.
Love to see how Petrova, when he makes those stops, St. Andrews have been able to capitalize and take the puck right back in to South Kent's zone to make another scoring opportunity. But like I said, both goalies have been playing actually quite well, even though the two goals were let up.
I was going to say, what about the effort from Chase Petrova in this first period? He's been so good. As advertised in the Ottawa 67. To me, how happy are them looking at their future here this weekend? A pair of goaltenders who have a shot to play for them and in the future, and not even just play for them, but be excellent goaltenders for them. And they're a crease combo here at St. Andrews, maybe. Could they be a crease combo up in the nation's capital in a few years? We shall see. Meanwhile, here's Karskad on a drive. Save made by Resvy. Back down low below the goal line. It'll be picked up by Jankowskis. And worked out down the ice. That'll be icing on South Kent. As it goes 200 feet down the other way. And a face-off will be down to the South Kent zone. 3:49 to go. Back to the point, a shot coming through. It was blocked, and now South Kent will move through center. Ravnik in offside at the blue line.
Looks like Feener, number 9, is a little bit of some pain after that block shot there, getting in the way of the shot, and looks like it's right off the right leg for him.
This face-off will come outside the offensive blue line of St. Andrews. South Kent will win it. Padula will fire it in deep. DiPlacido throws it up the middle of the ice, misses everybody, and that'll be icing this time on the Saints. .328 to go in the first period. It's 2-0 St. Andrews College on top. Bolche and Long, the goal scorers for the Saints, as it'll be fired back down the ice, and once again, icing on St. Andrews. Face-off will come down to the left of the goaltender, Petrova. Played in behind the net. It'll be picked up on the far side. Rolling puck. Wang lost it in his feet. Now it's back out at center as Bordeaux had it roll off his stick. Bordeaux trying to get it in deep for Huang, and it'll be brought back out. Ravnik gets it up the ice, and he'll go for a change. South Kent making changes on the front lines. Meanwhile, here's St. Andrews. Huang leading the charge. He'll dish off. He's got Bordeaux. In behind the goal, Huang gets tied up there with Jankowskis. Trying to free that puck. It'll be brought away by Padula. And he'll fire it down the ice, and that'll be icing on South Kent. So the icings continue to come here in the first period.
4 straight, if I remember correctly.
Now on South Kent with a 2:31 to go. And I mean, a little bit of a rule difference. In prep hockey, you can change on an icing, so it doesn't really affect you in that way. Up top, Nolan Long has it, fires, blocked. Long goes back out front, bouncing puck up to the point, coming through. It's just wide of the goal. Another one leaks out in the high slot. And here comes Resvy. Trying to send it back out front, getting tied up. Sokolov. Sokolov trying to get a stick on it, cannot. Griffith will dump it back in, but South Kent's got to get back on side. Now St. Andrews is back with James Roy. He'll dump it back for Connor Durbin up into the zone. Again, another icing call on South Kent. Off the face-off, it'll be one back to the blue line. Held in there on the far side by Karskadin toward the goal. It's tipped just wide. Battle for it in the zone. It's ring around to the far boards. $1:24 to go in the period. Bouncing back up top. It didn't come out, or did it? Yes, it did, so it'll be offside.
You see here from the Saints, not as many shots from the first game that they played. Last game, they had almost 20 shots in that first period to rely on their first two goals. But now it's 2-0, just like the previous game.
Played up there by Charlie Griffith. Loose puck will roll in. Bjorkman. Griffith will fire it far side. Knocked down by Finn Kearns out of midair, and he'll skate through center. Back down the ice. They're going to wave it off as Kearns will glide back to collect. Under a minute to go. It'll be ripped back down into the zone. Settled down there by Panik. Panik hits Bolche. They're into the zone. Here's Jacob Bolche. Tight angle shot is smothered by Ratulis. And a late hit. We got a penalty coming here. Alex Karskadin's going to be sent to the sin bin, and South Kent a chance to get on the board here. 41 seconds to go. If not, they'll start the second period with power play time. Make sure to stay tuned later tonight. Culver and Mount St. Charles will wrap up our second day from the showcase here in Aurora. Back up top to the point. Padula has Resvy. Resvy skating in far side. Wantara backdoor. It was a slap pass to the near side. Just missing Kylie Ram on the backside. Resvik goes down low for Kylie Ram. He's hammered into the boards by Di Placido. Back up top. Resvik. Padula. Resvik skating in. Down low. Kylie Ram. Good stick. Padula. Now in tight. Petrova. No, they score. Svit Ravnik on the rebound, squeaks it through Petrova somehow, and with 7.3 to go in the first, South Kent is on the board. They've cut the lead in half. Relentless on the forecheck, and they're rewarded with 7.3 left in the first period. That's a massive momentum swing in this one after St. Andrews looked like they were going to control this entire first period. And that will do it for period number one here at LeBriere Family Arena. So a late one from South Kent gives them life into the dressing room for the first intermission as St. Andrews scoring the first two. Jacob Bolche followed by Nolan Long for St. Andrews, and the other side, as we just mentioned, Svit Ravnik on the rebound. 2-1 hockey game in favor of St. Andrews through 20. Both of these teams looking for their second win of the weekend. As we'll head it down to ice level momentarily. We got Ethan down there kind of trying to grab Jacob Bolche out of the scrum. And we'll go down to ice level. It's Jacob Bolche down there with Ethan St. Pierre.
I'm Ethan St. Pierre, and I'm here with Jacob Bolche. Bolche, you had a phenomenal goal there to start off the Saints' lead. Walk me through it. Take me through your mentality throughout that play.
It started in our own zone. Pass came up to me on the wing. Kind of went off my skate out to my left winger, Milani, and he made a really nice play on a 2-on-2 to take both D, draw them in, make a nice drop pass to me, and I shot, followed up with my rebound, and scored a goal.
It's absolutely phenomenal, Jacob. Now, Bolche, right now we're up 2-1. Kind of not just like last game where it was 2-0. What's your guys' thought process and your expectations going into the next period?
You know, we just got to keep our compete up. when we're going, no team can really hang with us. And I think if we do that, capitalize on our chances and play in the O-zone, we'll take care of business.
Perfect. Thank you, Bolche. Good luck for the rest of the game.
All right, so there it is, Jacob Bolche. No team can hang with us if they're playing their best. The words out of number 19, Jacob Bolche, got his team on the board first. As St. Andrews a 2-1 lead through 20. We'll send it to first intermission here in Aurora. We'll be back for period 2 as South Canada St. Andrews 2-1 lead for the Saints. Second period, welcome back inside LeBriere Family Arena here in Aurora. St. Andrews College, South Kent selects underway, 2-1. A late goal in that first period for South Kent brings them within 1 goal as we start this second period. It was a power play goal as well. And a big hit there, Luca Di Placido. Meanwhile, back the other way, it's Kylie Ram holding on to it. Couldn't get it across. He had Sokolov with him. We thank you for joining us. Alec Murray alongside Ethan St. Pierre. Stretch pass, could be a breakaway. Resvy in, gets tied up. Good defensive play by Charlie Sullivan, taking him off the puck. Petrova will cover.
That was also amazing back check by number 29, Alice Card-Scadden, fought in pursuit and did the amazing dive to get the stick right to discharge the puck. Little chirping action here by number 27, Charlie Sullivan.
Off the face-off, it'll be tied up down in, going in for the hit and doing a somersault. In the corner was Ravnik. Meanwhile, they hold possession down low. Nugent picked from the puck and up to the far side. Here's James Roy with it on the wing. Roy flying down the wing, dropping for the trailer, skating in. Tucker Sinclair couldn't pull the trigger. Penalty coming here to St. Andrews. Going to be a tripping call as Guin went down hard. And delayed call, goaltender to the bench, extra attacker on. Here they come, Guin with it, up top, feeds it, Resnick, a shot, and it fanned on it. Touching up St. Andrews, power play on the way to South Kent. They're second, they're 1 for 1 here this afternoon so far. It's going to be a tripping call like we mentioned, as Tucker Sinclair will head off to the penalty box. So to the power play go the Selects, looking to tie this thing early in the second period. Battle for it down in the corner, trying to soak that puck in. Is Panic. Panic couldn't hang on to it. Padula back at the blue line. He'll work it for Alexander Sokolov. Sokolov will swap to the high slot, dishing off. Here's Resvy's shot blocked. And it'll be flipped back down, and that one's up into the seats as well. Almost the identical spot as the one in the first period.
Into the student section here for the Saints. Charlie Sheehan with the grab. St. Andrews College Saints first football receiver and defensive back.
He's going to put that phone in his pocket and pay attention to the hockey game now. I scared him a little bit.
Hey, you come to watch the hockey game, get your eyes on the game.
There you go. Face-off will be down inside St. Andrews' zone. Padula back, coming in off the blue line to hold it in. He'll work it down low. Santina Padula back up top to Sokolov. Padula. He'll swap with Sokolov, take the high spot. They'll hand off. Resvy. Down low, centering pass failed. Kylie Ram couldn't get it back out front. It comes back to Sokolov a minute to go. Sokolov to Padula. They play catch on the near side. Here's Sokolov. He'll take a return pass. Backdoor! They had Kylie Ram, and it bounced over his stick. And it'll be cleared by St. Andrews. 40 seconds to go. Stretch pass up onto the far side. Here they come. It's Portman into the zone. He's got to turn back. Kearns able to get there. And South Kent will set up. Back up top to the point. Griffith comes to the near side. Bolotov back for Griffith onto the far wing. Bolotov. Griffith. Bolotov skating in. His shot fanned on. Going to be picked up by St. Andrews. And here's Nate Feener. Power play expired, back to 5-on-5. Sinclair out of the ice, but South Kent still with pressure down in the Saints zone. Back to the point it comes. Bolotov, that one dribbles wide of the goal. Stretch pass coming out. Bolotov's got to go back to pick it up. He'll play it off the boards. Little shovel pass through center. They'll leave it there is Samprints. Tap pass back up top. High slot. There's a shot that just went high from Daniel Esposito. Ripped around on the near side, Andy Huang. He'll get it through down low. Padula reverse in behind his goal, plays it along the St. Andrews out front of their bench. Connor Dervin fires it into the zone. It'll bounce back out at center. Young hits Long into the zone. Here's Nolan Long skating in. Long to the backhand, trying to cut out front. Does. There's a shot that's turned aside by Ratulis. He'll skip back over the head and out through center of Connor Dervin. He's got to go back for it. Faceoff will come down inside the St. Andrews zone. To the left of Chase Petrova. Off the faceoff, back up top to the point. Jankowskis throws it around the boards, down low. There to collect it is Kylie Ram. Big hit along the boards by Resvy. Jankowskis rink wide, finds Griffith, into the zone they come. Cutting around his man, and on goal is Kylie Ram, but smothered by Petrova.
Good backtracking by the whole St. Andrews College defense there. Cooper Bordeaux on the back end was able to get his stick right on the puck to push it away, and had a couple defenders right in front of the net too, and then Petrova just swallowed that puck up right at the end.
South one back. Got to bring it out. Fired back in, but up and out of play off the stick of Jankowskis.
I think that's number 7 now. The puck went out of bounds on this side.
Another one. And so the faceoff will come in the neutral zone. Faceoff wins St. Andrews as Finn Kearns will sift it into the zone. Played off the boards and back out. Could be a 2-on-1 developing. Here comes a shot whistled just wide by Samprints. Sent back in deep by South Kent. Petrova out to play it. Puck will bounce high down the ice, and it won't be icing. It'll be waved off, so Charlie Griffith has to go back to gather. Up at center. Here goes Samprints into the zone, leading the charge. Up top. Here's a shot. Save made Petrova. He got the left pad just enough. Back the other way comes St. Andrews. Milani drops it off. Finn Kearns gets taken into the boards. Unable to get a shot off Kearns as Padula lost it in behind the goal. It's picked back up by Milani. Milani to the point. Bolche holding. Thought about a shot. Lost the puck. Got to circle back. Bolche jumped up but missed it. It'll be sent back out. A big hit by Finn Kearns. Another one. That's his third of the game already. Right back in. There's a shot nabbed down by Petrova, who hangs on. 13:29 to go here in the second.
Finn Kearns using his size to his advantage there with the big third hit of the game for him right here on the board line. The student center really enjoyed that for the Saints.
6'3", 201 listed at the left shot defenseman. Played up along on the near side. It'll be picked through by Sullivan. Sullivan knifes it out front. Stopping is Feener, trying to center it. Bouncing puck, settled down. Now back across the crease It bounced through, nobody there for St. Andrews. Feener has it back down in the corner, stepping up to hold the zone is Sullivan. Feener has it on the half boards, back down low. Sullivan holds the blue line. Feener comes away with it, looking for options. He sifts it down low. Murray throws it out front off the stick of Ratulis, and it's out at center. And that puck will roll all the way down for icing on South Kent. Off the face-off, it'll be one back up top to the point, held in. And now it'll be brought out by Kylie Ram. Kylie Ram trying to poke it free. Sokolov couldn't get a stick on it. It's turned back the other way, and here comes St. Andrews 3 wide. Leading the charge is Sinclair back up top. Nolan Long off the crossbar, up and out of play.
Looked like a great play set up there for the Saints, but just Nolan Long wasn't able just to hit the net. Shot was just much higher than it needed to be.
Long off the face-off, rolls it into the slot, dishing off. Here's a drive. Where is it? It was blocked on the way to the goal by Griffith. Back up through center. Here comes Griffith. Centering pass from Kylie Ram is wide. Resvey lost it. Now back out at center comes St. Andrews. Tucker Sinclair makes a move. He was stopped up on his way to the goal. It's back out at center for Young. And it'll bounce up into the St. Andrews bench. 11:45 to go, almost at the midway point of this hockey game, and a 2-1 St. Andrews lead. Through center, it'll bounce down into the zone. Stopped up, big hit on the end boards. Going down hard is Ponick. He's still down, no call on the play. Ponick is still down in behind the goal, and he has not gotten back up. Now slowly Ponick to his feet, hunched over out front of his own goal. He is in some serious pain. Ponick trying to get it out. His stick snaps in half, and now he's going to make his way to the bench slowly. Near side, here comes St. Andrews back in. Magri, he gets dumped in the slot. Battle for it in the corner. It'll be freed up there by Huang. Cross ice. Here comes a shot. DiPlacido turned aside by Ratulis. And that'll be fired down the ice, and it will be icing on South Kent. And still down in a heap on the bench is Evan Ponick. Right down the ice again. Icing's going to be waved off as Luca DiPlacido back to collect for St. Andrews. Little give and go, and St. Andrews will start out of their own zone. Bolche trying to steamroll his way to the net. That didn't work, and back the other way is South Kent. They'll roll with Guen. He lost the puck. Fired in by Karskanen. No call coming. He thought he should have had one. David Manning thought he should have had one as well. He's not happy with the no call, as Garskanen was dragged down at center. And not a good sign here as you see the big number 8 defenseman, Evan Ponick, gonna head off back to behind the bench area there. So massive hit on the near side boards. That gets these fans up. That's Ryan Murray along the near side. Intensity starting to pick up here in this one. Flip back down inside the zone, Murray. First man on it. Murray will dig it free. There is Feener trying to get it back up top. Murray still pinned down in the corner. Padula in there as well for South Kent. Padula and Murray going at it pretty well down in the corner. The two of them locked up. There's a one-timer in the slot. And it's turned aside by Ratulis. And we get a whistle. And Murray and Padula continuing to have a conversation, a spirited one off the bench, and they're going to both be sent off.
After Murray delivered that massive hit to him right on the side of the glass, it looked like those two have just been chipping at it for the rest of that play.
Faceoff will be down to the left of the goaltender Ratulis. Skipped high off the glass and down the ice. Kearns is back. Finn Kearns will evade his man and work it up on the near side. Little tap pass here. They go through center. Tucker Sinclair gets thrown into the boards, and meanwhile Resvik will throw it to the far side. Almost picked off. Still on it there is Tucker Sinclair. Sinclair will work it for Roy. Roy, a centering pass into the skates of Long. He's got to go back on the half wall for it. Long working his way to the slot. Dishes off, falling backwards though as James Roy couldn't pull the trigger. Kylie Ram will rip it down into the zone of St. Andrews. And Long will pull it back the other way. Long for Roy. Roy in the high slot. To the backhand pad save made Ratulis. Held in by DiPlacido. Near side pass. They have it. They score! James Roy does get one, and he finds it on the near side and rips it. Short side on Ratulis. St. Andrews restores a 2-goal lead. James Roy makes it 3-1. Exactly what the doctor ordered here in the second period for the Saints. Meanwhile, South Kent finding themselves down now once again 2. Puck will lay in the slot momentarily, and now it'll be picked up by Magri. Magri sifts it around to the near side. Andy Huang after it. Huang comes up with it, back to the point. It's held in by Young. Young, a drive. That one was blocked out front. Never got to the goal. Huang digging at it. Now back down low with it is Magri. Back to the point, is shut right on. And Ratulis equal to the task with bodies out front. Able to see it through traffic and hang on.
Saints have also just been living in South Kent's zone, just firing on shot after shot to get the puck in the net. Roy was able to sink one, and Sullivan had another shot to get it in, but unfortunately did not.
puck will roll down off the faceoff for icing.
Good heads-up play by Petrova there to let the puck roll instead of getting a stick out there. Good heads-up play.
Just rolled by the right post to Petrova. And this faceoff comes back up to the point. It's held in momentarily, but now it'll be brought out by Pellerin. Pellerin dishing off to the near side. Big time hit. Saprins gets thrown in. Another big hit. Karskanen levels his man. Charlie Sullivan rink as he'll throw it down to the end, and that's icing on St. Andrews.
Saprin's taking the first hit by Balche, but was able to stay on his feet, and then we saw Alex Karskanen come right from the blind side and was able to knock him right on the ice. Good physical play by the Saints.
Off the face-off down in the St. Andrews zone. They'll control and get it out to the logo. Fired back in on the near side corner. It'll be picked up there by Connor Durbin. Durbin around to the near side, knifed out by Long. Fanning on the clearing attempt, and St. Andrews a chance back the other way. Here they come, a shot right up. Rotula's got a piece of it off Tucker Sinclair, screaming down the wing.
That's the second shot that was shot right out of play over the goaltender's net.
Off the faceoff, it's going to be picked up back the other way. Here's Perdon, and a shot is smothered by Petrova.
Petrova using that glove to his advantage. Seems like 90% of his shots have been saved with that glove. Petrova's really good on the glove side. Let's see what he keeps doing with it.
6:01 to go here in the second period. 3-1 St. Andrews lead. Fired to the far side, picked back into the zone by Ryan Murray. Fired around to the near side by Jake Pellerin, but not out. That one toward the goal line. Murray fires it in. Held up, trying to go back up top to the blue line, and now it'll be brought out by South Kent. Here they come back the other way. Up top, rolling puck, Pundon, another shot. That one out front. Oh, what a save! Chase Petrova. He gets across to the right pad, stones him, and keeps it 3-1.
We talked about Petrova just using his glove, but now using those lower pads to make both saves. Petrova, not big, spectacular save kind of guy, very honed on his technique and making the right play. Now, right now, that's one of the big-time saves for the Saints to keep it 3-1.
Down into the South Kent zone. Picked up on the near side, streaming into Sullivan. Sullivan, tight angle shot. Pass save made by Ratulis. 5 minutes to go now, and here's Alexander Sokolov in. Sokolov, his pass is picked off. Turned back up ice by Magri. Magri's got two with him. 3-on-2 for St. Andrews. That pass, though, right out of the stick of Stepan Resvi. Resvi, far side. Back out front. Sokolov hit it off his stick. Big battle in the corner with Sokolov and DiPlacido, and now they'll carry it out at center. Andy Huang across the blue line. He'll fire a shot. Glove down, and hanging on to it is Ratulis for a faceoff. 4:26 to go here in the second period. A 3-1 Saints lead.
Physical play starting to spiral again back in the back corner there in the Saint zone. Cooper Bordeaux with a big hit in the corner to keep that puck away from South Kent's players because Petrova wasn't in right positioning. So that was a good job by the Saints defense to keep the puck off their sticks.
Working out at center. Here they come back in. Guin offside.
Some more chirps here by the Saints fans.
Home ice advantage playing its part in this one. And now tied up on the faceoff. Guin with Alex Karskanen. Jack Young out of his own zone. It'll be flipped back into the zone by Bolche. Karskanen throws his man in hard at the end boards. Getting a little chippy. Milani, far side, holding, firing, Bolche, and that one's turned aside. Ritsulis back to the point, Young. Young will sift it in deep around to the near side boards. It'll be met there by Saprins, and they'll get it out with Guin on the far side. Hudson Guin into the zone. Guin thrown off the puck down low by Huang. And we got a penalty coming here, and here we go, the rough stuff getting down low. Saprins is in the middle of it for South Kent. Chase Petrova coming there to pull Jack Young out of the scrum.
Chase Petrova is actually one of the veterans guys. Even though he is a new recruit here for the Saints, he is actually a grade 12 student, and he's taken this leadership role very well as a veteran guy for the Saints.
And it looks like St. Andrews is going to go to the power play. They are. So with 3:36 to go here in the second period, St. Andrews is going to go back to the man advantage, trying to extend this lead. They haven't had more than a 2-goal lead here today. And they'll win the face-off. Luca DiPlacido will set it up with Finn Kearns on the back end. Kearns to the near side, long tap pass, DiPlacido. Kearns going to load one up. There's a one-timer on. Ratulis turns it aside. Kearns back up top to the blue line. He'll walk it to the near side. Nolan Long, he holds, he fires. Nolan Long scores! What a release from Nolan Long. Oh, baby, second of the game. And St. Andrews on the power play take a 4-1 lead.
Nolan Long with his second goal of the game, but also his third goal of the tournament. Long has roughly almost 5-6 shots on net, and he finally was able to capitalize, putting up in the top decky of the corner. Good work by the Saints.
Kearns to DiPlacido to Long in the Sioux Greyhounds, their prospect. Loving to see that from Nolan Long as he makes it 4-1 Saints. That'll be icing on South Kent. It's a 3-goal lead, the largest margin for St. Andrews here today. Longs both on the power play. He's got 2. Both coming with the man advantage. Picked up on the half wall, battling St. Andrews back in the offensive zone. Here's Finn Kearns. Kearns walking into the slot, dishes back. DiPlacido holds. There's a shot going wide of the goal. That time coming from Magri. And now to be brought out at center. Stopping up, getting tripped up there at center. No call. Play continues. St. Andrews thought they should have had another power play there. I think I agree with them. Back down low in a battle, Kearns. 2:20 to go here in the second period. 4-1, St. Andrews on top. Steaming through the near side, Andy Huang back up top and trying to get a shot off is Magri. Couldn't. It's going to be chipped around to the near side. And there's a penalty coming here. It's going to be on St. Andrews. Holding's going to be the call. Holding the stick, actually, as a clarification, is going to be the call. And with 2:03 to go, South Kent's going to have a chance to knock this game in half. Off the face-off, 2 minutes to go, and South Kent back to the power play. Padula goes far side, Resvi. Padula holding it, back for Resvi. Resvi goes down low. He gets it back on a return feed, back up for Padula. Keeping them to the outside thus far. Resvi will let it fly. Backdoor pass. Had his man there as Ravnik couldn't bang it in. Ravnik now goes back out front, and it'll be cleared by Feener. Turnover, but unable to do anything with it. St. Andrews. Stick goes flying in the air at center, no call. And South Kent wants a penalty on that. Buck 10 to go in the power play. Buck 10 to go in this period. Taking it out of the corner, Padula. He'll wire it around for Kylie Ram. Kylie Ram goes back down low. Ravnik for Kylie Ram on the half wall. Kylie Ram, a hot pass, but caught there by Padula. Padula up top. Resvi lets it fly. Glove down by Petrova through traffic. And he hangs out 49.6. Face-off will come down to the right of Chase Petrova. Back up top, they'll get that second unit out there for South Kent. It'll be slammed around the boards and down the ice it goes. One more rush here on this power play for South Kent. 30 seconds to go in the period. That one will be thrown on goal, and right there on the doorstep is Guin. He gives a shower to the goaltender, Petrova, and St. Andrews doesn't like that. Finn Kearns right in the middle of it. He's got a man down in the pile, and the linesmen have some separating to do, and is down hard. Looks like Andy Huang out there. That's Karskanen they'll pull out as well, so settling things down in behind the St. Andrews net. And it looks like Karskanen's going to end up in the penalty box again. He ended up in the penalty box at the end of the first period, and he's going to end up back in the penalty box here at the end of the second period. He's going to take a counterpart with him this time, though, as Max Borkman is going to be hauled off as well, too, for roughing each, and 24 seconds left to go in the penalty, or in the period, pardon me, 21 seconds left to go in the penalty, the original call. We'll stay 5-on-4. 15 seconds to go. South Kent wins the draw. The Selects will work it down in the corner. Back up top, Padula. Looking for another late goal in the period, as they did in the first period. Petrova, good blocker save. And Finn Kearns will drag it out back the other way. Saints have 3 if they hurry. Kearns is just going to waste the rest of this clock as time will tick down, and Kearns will give Sokolov a shove and will settle it down in the corner. 40 minutes of play in the books here at St. Andrews College. Game number 2 of the Saturday of this Prep Hockey Conference showcase this weekend here from St. Andrews College. And the Saints looking to go to 2-0 on the weekend and a 4-1 lead, up 3 on the visiting South Kent Selects. As it's Nolan Long, he's got 2 goals thus far, 3 this weekend, and the Sioux Greyhound prospect and Cornell commit is having himself quite a weekend thus far. The Saints will go to the dressing room up 3. South Kent looking for answers, down 3 and looking for some momentum back in the third period. We will have an interview down at ice level. We'll wait to see who Ethan's going to grab here down low. And it looks like he's got James Roy. So Ethan St. Pierre having a chat with James Roy. We'll get him down on the bench level, and we'll have a chat with the St. Andrews forward. He had a goal in the second period as well, contributing to that. So we'll head down to bench level. Ethan St. Pierre and James Roy.
I'm here with James Roy. James, 4-1 right here for the Saints, and you got one of the goals. Walk me through it. Phenomenal goal, by the way.
I think it was just a hard shift, and then it was just a great pass by Tucker, and all I had to do was shoot it. So it was, it was a good goal-ahead goal, and then I think we're just looking to work hard in the third period.
It's phenomenal, James. Going into the third period now, what's something you and your team will be able to do to keep this 4-1 lead or maybe improve it?
I think just staying consistent, keeping it simple plays, and working hard, not letting them out-battle us in the corner. And I think hopefully we can shut this game down.
It's great, James. Now, one last question for you. Who do you expect to play big in this next period?
I'm looking back to our captain, Finn Kearns. I hope he can lead us and kind of lead the way, and hopefully we can win the game.
Phenomenal, James. Thank you. Hey, good luck with the rest of the game and the rest of the tournament. Back up to you, Alec.
Thank you. There's James Roy. And who else would you look to lead your team in the last 20 minutes? Finn Kearns, of course, the big defenseman. He hasn't had a goal yet in this tournament, but he has played quite the role for this St. Andrews team. Hit after hit. He's had a ton of opportunities as well. And you go with your leader, and as your leader goes, you go. So Finn Kearns having himself a great weekend as well. James Roy in the intermission. We'll step aside. We'll head to the second intermission here at St. Andrews College, the PHC Conference Weekend. And the showcase, St. Andrews a 4-1 lead, looking to hold on to it. We'll step aside, and we'll be back for period number 3 here in Aurora. David Manning having a conversation with the official, head coach of the First Saints here. So we get set for period number 3. Alec Murray alongside Ethan St. Pierre. Thanks for joining us. Prep Hockey Weekend Showcase on the west side of things. We've mentioned Northwood will host the East Showcase this season. And we get a whistle right off the rip here. 7 seconds in. St. Andrews a 4-1 lead through 40 minutes of play, looking to hold on to it for their second win of the weekend, looking to go 2-0 heading into tomorrow. Get Northwood tomorrow afternoon. Northwood's 0-2. A couple of tough losses for them this weekend. Meanwhile, here goes St. Andrews, James Roy. Far side, here they go, back across, they score! Tucker Sinclair! 35 seconds into the period, Tucker Sinclair extends the St. Andrews lead. It's 5-1 Sac.
Well, that didn't take long. Tucker St. Clair just took up the wing and was able to make that goal super fast for the Saints. Just like James Roy says, during our interview, he wanted to attack early, deliver the pressure, and keep expanding their lead higher, and that's what the Saints just did right now.
Another point for Nolan Long. Give him 3 here this afternoon. Back for it down below the goal line. It'll be played around to the near side boards. Nate Feener. Picked off there by Janskowskis. He'll pick it up the half board. A lot of scoring here today in this tournament. Close games yesterday, high scoring affairs in this one. Shattuck dropped 8 on Northwood earlier today in the first game of this Saturday. And now it's St. Andrews College putting a 5-bomb on South Kent thus far. Game's not over, still lots to play, but the next goal is a must for South Kent. They're going to blow it down. We got a penalty coming. High sticking is going to be the call. Trail official making that call. And it's going to be on St. Andrews.
Tucker St. Clair Tucker St. Clair is also the younger brother of Lucas St. Clair, St. Andrews College old boy, who's now playing in the OHL. Also as well, Connor Dervin is also Kieran Dervin's younger brother, who is now on the Vancouver Canucks. Seem to keep it in the family here at St. Andrews College.
A pretty St. Andrews night last night in the OHL. The Niagara Ice Dogs and Kingston Frontenacs. Sebastian Del Elche's first OHL goal, and then Kieran Dervin sank him as Kingston beat Niagara 4-3. But again, like you mentioned, St. Andrews College got their fingerprints all over it. As that one toward the far side. Cool post the other day as well. Warren Fogle in his return to Toronto, wearing his old St. Andrews College Saints jersey, repping his number 3, walking in with his teammate Quentin Byfield. Pretty cool to see that as well. So again, these Saints players start their careers here and go on to do great things. These guys looking to follow those footsteps of a couple of names we just mentioned, as this one will be fired down into the zone. It's fitting, I think. The first thing you see when you walk into LeBrier Family Arena is Warren Fogle's jersey on the wall on the frame. As it'll be fired back down. 17:24 to go, just underway here in the third.
LeBrier Family Arena has a lot of old alumni of St. Andrews College who went on and played in professional or playing representing their country as well.
They'll be chopped around to the far side, held in back of the blue line. A shot coming toward the goal is going to be knocked down. Guin down into the corner, digging after it. He's in a battle with Sullivan. And it'll hop over the stick and back through center, as Charlie Griffith is back to collect for South Kent. He hits the St. Andrews logo at center and rips it in. Daniel Esposito on the half boards, trying to get it back to the point. Instead, it's picked off. Nolan Long will sift it back down the ice. Saperins out of his own zone, gets tied up there. Lone James Roy in on the forecheck while St. Andrews changes. Got a glove laying down on the ice as Roy gets free. A penalty coming. It's going to be on South Kent, or is it going to be on St. Andrews? Yeah, it's going to be on South Kent for hooking.
James Roy, and I couldn't catch the number for South Kent, but they were down, tangled up in the corner for quite some time there.
It's going to be Hudson Guin who was tied up. He grabbed the stick of James Roy, and the official was right there to see it, so he's not going to get away with that even in a 5-1 hockey game, and St. Andrews can really put a nail in this one here in a power play goal.
As well, lost a glove in the process.
Nolan Long's been the power play merchant for St. Andrews here today. He's got both of them. And he's right back out there off the face-off way, and they have it back at the point. They'll work it down low around to the near side. That second unit, actually, they'll start with for St. Andrews here on the power play up 4. They'll work it around back up top to Jack Young. Far side down low, coming out front. That shot from a tight angle. Ryan Murray is turned aside. Huang back up top for Young. Huang skates in on the far circle. His shot looking for Murray on the near side. Bounced wide. Nate Feener has it in the corner. He'll work it back onto the half boards. Up top, Jackson Young. Young will connect with Dervin. Far side. Down low they go. Feener backhand drive. Loose puck in the blue paint. And good job to hold the zone by Andy Huang. I don't know how he did it, but he holds it. Now he blows a tire and it'll be clear. St. Andrews wasting no time, right back into the zone with Connor Dervin. Dervin sifts it across, good stick there that time from Rowan McCord. James Roy dumps it back. Now this top unit will go to work. Here's Long. I see Long get a hat-trick goal here on the power play. DiPlacido for Kearns. They got 40 seconds to work with, this top unit does. Kearns for Long, for Kearns. He'll load up a bomb well high. Toe picked it. To the point, DiPlacido. Far side, Long, Kearns. He'll let it fly. Had that top corner picked out, but a blocker save made by Ratulis. Kearns lost sight of it. Gets it back at center. Look out. Made a nice move back into the zone. Trailer, DiPlacido for Long. No panic at all in this top unit for St. Andrews. Luca DiPlacido. Nolan Long skates in, down low, tight angle shot, stop Ratulis. James Roy gets it back up top for Long. He'll circle up top. What a move. High slot, he fires it off the shaft of the stick and out at center. Power play expired. They've killed it off. Back to 5-on-5 here. Tight angle shot coming across the vision of Chase Petrova. He'll glove it down and hang on. 14:05 to go here in the third period. 5-1 St. Andrews lead.
Petrova just using that glove once again just to knock the puck, right out of the air. Just snatch it right out of there. But what a power kill by South Kent right there.
Back to the point, that shot will bounce up high in the air, into the corner. Big hit on the far side by Sullivan. Alex Karskanen will circle back. St. Andrews will get it out through center. Chipped around by South Kent, they'll break out of their own zone. Tyler Ram into the zone. He's stopped up at the blue line by Sullivan. He'll start back the other way for St. Andrews. They've got 4 into the zone. Centering pass out front off the stick of Resvy and back out at center. Resvy back into the zone, try to throw it out front. Jackson Young with a good stick, and it's brought back the other way. Tipped out through center, bouncing puck. They'll coil back in their own zone. Charlie Sullivan. He's got Connor Dervin, who will skip it off the boards, and St. Andrews gets some fresh lines out there. Magri through center, right up the gut. Try to split the defense. That goes back the other way. Here comes Guin. Guin centers it, bouncing over the stick of Saperins. And St. Andrews is back out. Andy Huang leading the charge into the zone. Huang, DiPlacido, the trailer. Good stick on the back end. by Saprins coming in to break up that play. Could be a 2-on-1 back the other way. A centering pass. Guin couldn't catch it. And a bouncing puck for Luca Di Placido. Stretch pass onto the far side. Here comes a shot wide of the goal. All the way back around to the near boards. Saprins gets it back up top to the point. Sifted in there by Pellerin. Padula has it off the end boards. That one wide of the goal. Purdon trying to free it up, but instead it'll be St. Andrews back through center. Magri will dump and go for a change. St. Andrews will get wholesale changes. Quick shot by Purdon. It's wide of the goal. Collected there at center by Zoo. And it's back out at center. Lucas Zoo in for St. Andrews here today. Member of the U16 Toronto Red Wings AAA program. Charlie Sullivan back into the end boards there. It'll be picked up now by Ryan Murray. Murray goes in hard. Battle for it down in the corner. Sullivan trying to work that puck free. And now it'll be pulled out, and here they go back the other way. With speed, it's Nate Feener leading the charge. Feener gonna rip one in deep and go for a change. South Kent trying to push the pace. That will be tipped, they said, so icing's waved off. Daniel Esposito getting just enough of a stick on it. Feed pass out at centers, turn back the other way. Kazushko in after it. He lost it, and here goes St. Andrews back into the zone. Tucker Sinclair to the backhand, try to cut out front. Long throws it out, cross crease. Sinclair back for Long, trying to cut to the middle of the ice. Battle for it. Loose puck is picked up. Sinclair to the near side. As that one from Young wobbles wide of the goal. And it'll be back down the ice. It's tipped, icing's waved. Midway point of this third period. And it's all St. Andrews here this afternoon. Connor Durbin on the near side hits Young. He'll fire it in. Backdoor pass up top. Sinclair sent it just wide. Sinclair lets it go for Long. Long in behind the goal with the puck. He'll center it up top. Here's a shot from Durbin looking for a tip backdoor from Sinclair. Didn't come. And now it'll be fired icing by South Kent.
Took a long time for the Saints, and South Kent selects to get the stop. I think it was a continuous 5 minutes of play there. Andy Wong has also been playing some great hockey. Not a lot on the stat sheet, but he's been creating a lot of opportunities for the Saints to get scoring opportunities. Playing nice physical hockey and also creating some great centering passes.
Held in by St. Andrews. That's Finn Kearns down in on the attack. He's got to get back. And now it could be a breakaway here. Hudson Guin in all alone. Guin scores! Hudson Guin on a broken play out at center. Finds himself in all alone on Petrova, and he beats him under the right pad. Make it 5-2, St. Andrews.
Way to capitalize on that breakaway there by number 27, Nguyen. He's been able to break through, was able to get the opportunity to slide it right under the pad of Petrova, making that dent in the lead a little smaller.
So Guin gives South Kent a little bit of life here in the third period. Let's see if they can build off that. Another goal here in the next few would make things a little bit interesting. St. Andrews back in on the attack. Fanning on the shot. There's another drive that was blocked up by Marcus Magri, and it's out of play. the face-off. It'll be played around to the near side. Tap pass is going to be picked off. They are offside, though, so they're going to have to retreat. Stretch pass down. It'll be tipped into the zone by South Kent. Charlie Sullivan in behind the goal to pick it up. Sullivan off the boards, trying to feed it out of the zone. Instead, Bjorkman picks it off, but gives it right back, and here they come. Andy Huang across here for Bordeaux. Lost it, and it's back out at center. Right back in is Andy Huang. His shot goes high, and it's up and out of play. Off the face-off, it'll be picked up by South Kent up on the near side boards. Here they go through center. Poked off the stick by Jack Young. And it'll be lofted out to the neutral zone. Charlie Griffith will send it back the other way where it came from. 7:39 to go. A 3-goal lead for St. Andrews. Young will leave it there for Kearns, and Finn Kearns will start out of his own zone. Kearns, rink-wide pass, out of the reach, but Nate Feener able to get there. Here's Feener steaming in, a centering feed up top. Kearns coming in, but his shot was blocked, and it's back out at center. Tipped up, icing's waved off as Charlie Sullivan back. Picked up there by Sokolov. He'll feed it in deep. Rowan McCord after it. McCord gets dumped in the corner. Play continues. And it's picked up there by James Roy. Roy gets it out at center. Here comes Tucker Sinclair, and that drive goes just high from Nolan Long. Roy doing a good job on the near side boards. Long coming in as well to help out. Padula gets a return pass. There's the trailer shot coming from McCord wide of the goal. Back the other way it goes. Long down the wing. He'll spin away. Back out front. He fed it. Ain't nobody home. Turning back around here at center. They'll get it tipped back into the zone by McCord. There goes the goaltender to the bench. 6-on-5 extra attacker out for South Kent. Maybe not a great time to do it, as that one is going to be into the empty net, but what a save by Charlie Griffith diving across. That was headed right for the yawning cage, and Griffith for now keeps it a 5-3 game. Resvie, it's tipped on goal, and they'll get a face-off down in the St. Andrews zone. 1:36 to go. We'll see if they use their timeout here.
That was a great heads-up play by number 4 Griffiths for the South Kent Selects to keep this game within 2 goals.
So South Kent will indeed call their 30-second timeout here and chat things over. They've got their 6 guys out. 5-3 hockey game. And St. Andrews is trying to hang on to this one late in the 3rd period. They have led all game long. They have not trailed in this one. It was tied at one point, but that's as good as it's gotten for South Kent. Goaltender will be on the bench. Ratsoulis, there'll be 6 attackers in an offensive zone faceoff. Both benches on their feet here in the 3rd period. 1:36 to go. Off the face-off, it'll be a win for St. Andrews, and they're going to soak it into the end boards. And they're going to blow it down in the corner. Drains off about 8 seconds. Mount St. Charles and Culver await. Final game of day 2 of this weekend here in Aurora, the PHC West versus East, the showcase here in Aurora. Padula back at the point. They free it up. Padula will let it fly, and out to contest.
Great gloves.
Petrova.
Great glove slate by Petrova there, showing off that great goaltending skills he's shown all game.
Yeah, it's an aggressive Petrova in that situation too, jumping out in the blue paint to make the glove save. Padula can't hold the zone, it's out at center. And that's going to be icing on South Kent. That might be a backbreaker with 1:01 to go. So the goaltender is going to have to go in between the pipes. And they'll get it out with Sokolov at center. Alexander Sokolov offside at the blue line.
We've had more stops in the span of this 30 seconds than we've had all game.
Yeah. Now they got to make a decision if they'll leave the goaltender in or if they'll bring him. Oh, they're going to leave him in. I mean, at this rate, you're down 2. You take the chance. Face-off win, St. Andrews. Played high off the glass. It'll bounce down into the South Kent zone. Goaltender's got to go. He's inching toward the bench, but he can't. St. Andrews holding possession until now. Padula up along to the near side. Guin, but Padula's back out at center. Far side pass, entry is good. Resvy cuts in wide, in behind the St. Andrews goal. He'll flip it back up top to the point. Kylie Ram a shot through traffic and hit a body and wide. 18 seconds to go. Back of the point. Padula near side, holding on to it. It's going to be cleared out at center, and that's going to do it for this one. Padula will fire it back in. Dervin will fire it back out, and time will expire. St. Andrews starts off the showcase weekend 2-0. A win for Bordeaux, a win for La Gambina, 2 for Nolan Long. And the Saints march in and they knock off South Kent 5-3. South Kent moves to 1-1 this weekend. One more coming tomorrow for them. But we will hold it down to ice level, and we'll pop in and we'll go have a chat with Chase Petrova, who was outstanding in this one for the Saints, and he gets the win. An excellent performance. St. Andrews goes to 2-0 here on the weekend.
Again, what a phenomenal games that both teams have shown today by the St. Andrews College Saints and the South Kent Select Academy. Here's some stats for you. Nolan Long with 2 goals on the day, 3 goals throughout this entire tournament with 4 points overall. Tucker Sinclair with his first goal of the tournament, same with James Roy. Diplacito still has 2 goals and 4 points throughout this tournament. And Noah La Gambina with 1 goal against, and Petrova with 3. Thank you everyone for tuning in today. We're going to go down with the interview with Alec and Chase Petrova. Thank you. I'm Ethan St. Pierre.
Welcome back down here at ice level. Alec Murray here with Chase Petrova, our player of the game. Chase, great game for you. You've split with your goaltending tandem through 2, and you guys are 2-0. What does that have to say about St. Andrews College goaltending this season?
I mean, me and Noah have been unbelievable for the team, but I don't think it's just us. I think the team in front of us has been amazing and helped us win games, and we did our part.
What was the mindset in that third period there? They got a couple on you, made this game close, a 2-goal game. Just the mindset, able to win this game for St. Andrews.
Yeah, in the past, we move on, make the next save. It's really it, get the win, make the next save, forget about the goal.
What'd you like out of your effort personally, and how about the guys in front of you tonight? I thought Finn Kearns was great, the rest of that defensive core, of course, Luca DiPlacido.
No, yeah, I thought the team played really good in front of me. I mean, I had to make maybe a couple of those. I wanted a couple of those, but that's the game of hockey. But yeah, no, overall, I think that's a really good game against a good team.
2-0 for you guys, 1 more game tomorrow. What can we expect from the Saints?
Another win, hard work, and yeah, Saints hockey.
Chase, thank you for this, and best of luck.
Thank you.
We'll send it back upstairs.
Right. So I got